Thank you. So now just to continue with the flow of the conversation, Pam was just talking about some of the internal remodeling we've done. Now what Daniel's going to do is give us a bit of a walkthrough of what some of that looks like, some of the technology. So this is live. It can go wrong, but fingers crossed, the machines all work. Thank you, Daniel.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for the privilege to present the technology that we've been implemented. And I also want to say that I haven't done all the work myself. I had a really fantastic team behind me who did most of the work. I'm just the one who can present here, so thank you. Right, so we have done quite a few things, and I want to start off with the one piece I think is tying a lot of those elements together, which is a single shared knowledge base that we've created. So what we've noticed is that a lot of people have pieces of information and documents on their computer, on little post-it notes, things how, like guides or assistances and so on, information that they use to provide services. But it was scattered all over the place. People had different ways of storing it, different ways of consuming it. And we really wanted to bring it all together into one place where we have like a single source of truth where everything is stored and everyone can access the same information. And that's what we've implemented using an existing tool that we already had, and we have just made more use of that tool. So that delivers us various benefits, which is it helps us achieve our goal of solving 90% of the inquiries at first contact. It helps us give consistent responses across all the channels. It increases the staff confidence because every staff member has access to the information at their fingertips at all times, which is fantastic. It also helps us maintain the knowledge for continuity. We had there's always issues when somebody leaves and then some of the knowledge that they have is just leaving with those people. But by having this shared knowledge base where everyone contributes to it, we can maintain and retain that knowledge, which is very, very important. It also helps with faster onboarding and training because that knowledge is right there. We don't have to, create new stuff or find where the pieces of information are that we need. And it overall improves the customer service and the customer experience because of that. Saves time and reduces duplication, and also builds transparency and accountability because the things or the process that we use to provide the service is stored there, so other people can access it and review it and help to improve it. Right. What I really love about the solution, though, is that we can access it internally via our agent assistant copilot and a knowledge portal. Portals are the most important things. So the agent assistant copilot is what our customer service team members use when they answer calls. The information is displayed to them in there, and then the knowledge portal is what everyone else can use and access the same information. The reason why we set it up this way is because we want to keep the costs low, and we don't want to spend license fees for Agent Assist for everyone to access it. We don't have to. So the knowledge portal allows everyone to access it without spending any extra money on it, which is good. And there's also the option for external use, which is facilitated through our chat and messenger and through our knowledge app, which is on the website. I'm going to show you in a minute. So how it works is basically, let's say we have a topic, an article about how to register your dog, and it's split into two areas. This is the information that everyone internally can see to facilitate that service to our community members. And the other piece is what our community members can see and consume themselves. So this is how it's split, but it all lives in the same place. Right, so this is what the Genesis Cloud, our call center tool looks like. And I'll give you a little example of it. So what happens is a lovely community member calls in, it rings, and then a lovely staff member picks up the call, and then the community member would say, for example, can you help me register my dog, please? And then the system understands what the community member wants and displays our customer liaison officer the answer or the knowledge piece that is most relevant to that right in there. So they can click on it, they can follow the process, and it's just super speedy. But I mean, those are just screenshots and images. They're lovely, but I can show you a second. So what it looks like, let me just open our knowledge portal. There you go. So this is our Genesis Cloud call center solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button. That means I'm live. I can receive calls. So a community member is calling now. And there's a little button. There's a yes, I definitely want to take this call. So, hi, this is Daniel speaking. I just moved into town and I wonder if you could help me register my dog. And what would happen is, you see there, it pops up and I can click on it because I'm new. I don't know anything about registering dog, and I say, oh, okay, this is what I need to do in order to help our community member register the dog. And because I'm a new person in town, I also want to know, also, can I build a shed in my garden without consent? It just takes a while. And then it says building something without consent, and I can click on it and I can see, oh yeah, you can build a shed without consent if it's not higher than this, or if it's not too close to your neighbor's fence, or whatever it is. Yeah. So this is how it would work. And I say, oh, thank you very much. I can enter call. And then I save to remember what it was, and that's it.
Sorry, Daniel, just to interrupt you. I mean, some of the beauty of this is when somebody calls in, our staff member doesn't have to hunt and search for the information. It's coming up at their fingertips, enabled by technology, and it's going to help us serve these people a whole lot quicker. It's quite exciting use of technology to enable us to make us more efficient, which is great.
But is it worth just, I mean, I know we talked about the benefits, saying that the prior to this, we had different staff members with different levels of knowledge, depending on how long they'd been here. We had inconsistencies, so sometimes customers were getting different bits of advice, but often with things as well, the customer operative didn't know the answer, so we're sending it into the back office to a specialist to get the answer for the customer. The specialist might not be there, so they're going to have to get a call back, and all that built in inefficiency, and the customer's waiting for their answer. So this really helps in terms of giving the knowledge to the customer operative straight away, builds that consistency, and stops those phone calls going into the back office and potential delays in getting the customer the answer.
It's really
Yes.
awesome. If you'd accept intended as a constructive comment, I'd reverse the order of the first two paragraphs in the dog one. I think the first paragraph should be, well, you can register here, and here, and then the information about why you have to do it. Because the first paragraph you've got at the moment kind of slaps people in the face with bureaucracy.
Yeah, that is a good point. What we have also done is we have implemented we call them knowledge champions. So it's about 25 people from within the council, people from every area. They volunteered to help us maintain the knowledge base. And I'll show you how it works, but with feedback from our community and from our colleagues and staff to improve the knowledge base going forward, to just make it better over time. And that's a good example. If somebody raised it, we can use that information and adjust the article accordingly. So that was the internal way of how our customer liaison officer would use it. And for everyone else, we have this knowledge portal. It works the same way. It's the same information, just the access is slightly different. So you would just click on this button here. I want to know about animal management. I want to register my dog. And then I can have the information there. And this also allows all of our colleagues to say, wait a moment, this is not accurate anymore. Something has changed, and they can click this button here. And it didn't solve the issue, and then they can leave a comment, which goes straight back into knowledge base. Our knowledge champions see that comment and see, all right, that's not updated anymore, or I need to update that. They can change it, save, and it's instantly updated and live. So it just really helps with having the up-to-date and correct information at all times for everyone. Right. So that was the way we internally consume that knowledge. The other way is the external way. And we have on our website, I'm not sure if you've seen it, there's this funny little button at the lower right corner. And if you click on it, we'll open this little box. And that is our chat and messenger function. So what you would do is you click on message us, and then there's a message box. And then you can say, look, hi there, I have more than 3 dogs. What do I do? And then the system uses that information, scans our knowledge base, and then gives you some suggestion of what the most suitable answer would be. And then I could say, oh yeah, it's number 1, thank you. And then it will give me the content of that article, and I basically can self-service myself. I don't have to wait for someone. I have all the information right there. I have also then the option to say, am I happy with this? Is this all I need? And I can say yes, or I can say, oh no, actually, it doesn't really answer my question completely, and I can click here on no. And then I can say, okay, what else is it? And then, oh, I have 4 dogs at 2 different properties. How does that work? And then our system would use this information and then would again look, is there anything that matches? And in this case, there's nothing really that matches that specific question. And then, and then I have the option to say, yeah, none of these. And then the system would say, oh, you know what? I just connected to one of our agents. And this is the part that we call the chatbot that everybody's afraid of. So it's not really talking to a robot. It's really just while you wait to be connected to one of our custom liaison officers, you can already consume some of that content there. That might already help you, solve your question, or maybe allow you to adjust it if you need detailed specific information. So it's not about replacing the team members helping you. It's just giving you an opportunity to maybe self-service or get the answer quicker.
So these are all being linked. These are the person on the phone would hear people asking this.
Oh, this is the chat. This is the messenger on the website. We use your phone on.
So
It's just right. Yes. Yes. This specific one. Yes. Yeah.
The beauty of this also is that if somebody's got a question on Sunday evening, they can pop it in, they can ask the question, they can self-serve, they don't even have to call us. They can maybe then get access to the form they need. And again, it's about reducing the interactions with council that are going across multiple systems, multiple people, making it seamless, making it easy to access their services at times that suit our customers.
We're also trying to make it non-annoying, basically. We're not forcing people over and over and over again through the same loop. So if the answer doesn't exist the second time you ask, we'll connect you to someone. And in some cases, when somebody types something in that is the system cannot find it at all in knowledge base, you will be straight connected to an agent. So we're not forcing you through that loop for no reason.
I can see how it works on here, but I think. Sorry, it's very important that we do not lose the human component of it, and there's always curious questions come around, and there's always sometimes it's better to sit around across from each other and talk it through. And the other thing, please do not put funeral music on while we're listening there waiting to be connected to someone, or whatever that horrible stuff that goes round and round. Put something decent on, like
lovely feedback. Yes,
like the Pink Panther or something crazy like that.
Yes.
It's just something that otherwise it drives you nuts.
I will have a look at that. The music is.
Let's go.
As for not removing the connection to a human being, at any time you could just say, can I talk to someone? And it will instantly connect you to somebody. So we have trained the robot well. So the other option apart from the messaging chat function is you can push the button again, and then you can use this box down here, and that allows you just to scroll through all of the stuff that is in the knowledge base, all of those different articles. And you can either type it in, register multiple dogs, for example, or you can click in here, animal management, more than 3 dogs, and then you get the same content as well. And the lovely part about this is, if you see this box here that I make flash up, those are links to the online forms. So if you click any of those, you're connected to an online form that you can then fill out and register your dog and complete it all in the app. So if you don't want to talk to someone, which we don't stop you from doing, you can at any time just use that and get it sorted on a Sunday, like Lisa said, without having to wait for a Monday. That's the plan. Right. So speaking of online forms, so we have digitized a bit over 80 forms now that were only available before in PDF version. That means that at any point of time, you just go to our website and select the form or search for the form that you need and just fill it out online, pay if it's a paid service, and happy ever after. It provides a lot of different benefits. It obviously increases our self-service options, it removes the manual data entry for staff, because in the past somebody would come in, we give them a form or they download a form from the website, they have to manually write in. My handwriting, for example, is horrific. People couldn't read it, so it stops people from having to identify what I've written and just manually type it in. It allows also users to save the progress and come back later to it. It helps out the users with guided fields. Yes.
With these forms, I think that's where I would fit, but is there a guideline to say if you're applying for this is the form you need? Because there's nothing worse than filling out a form going, oh sorry, I filled it the wrong one.
Yeah. Not totally, yeah, those forms are available on the website under the specific area that you look for. If you look for something specific on our website, you would find that form. and then you can fill it out. But the form itself also explains what it is and what it does, and also guides people through it with, comments of what they need to enter in those fields, which also reduces the amount of incorrect filled out forms.
All I'm saying, that form, a lot of them are very impatient.
Yep.
I'd like to get it filled out and get the job done, so it's gonna spend half an hour, I'm gonna spend half an
Yep.
hour,
Yeah.
get there and find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. No, we've tried to make it very clear what the forms are, but we're always happy to receive feedback and adjust accordingly. But we try to make it as easy as possible, because I love instant satisfaction. I don't like waiting at all. That also reduces the incomplete and invalid entries they receive, and then fewer times our team members need to follow up. Oh,
Brent,
sorry.
Brent.
Yes, sorry, didn't see that. Yes, Brent?
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. One of the things I've found, because I've just done like my renewal of my manager's license, and it's not a compulsory thing, but I found it really good, I guess, industry wide, that there's been some questions added in there to ensure that we're still up to date with knowing some of the legislation, which I guess would be saving Caroline from making a phone call afterwards to do those checks manually. So, and also there's been a couple of wee issues that I've found, and the team have been very quick at updating those forms. But overall, that's one of the big benefits I particularly see in our industry, is the knowledge checking on the way through as well. So it's been thought outside of the square a bit. So well done.
Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate that. Also, yeah, so fewer times our staff member would need to follow up with our community member and ask, what they meant, or if asking for additional information if it wasn't filled out correctly. Increases accuracy in the first time resolve, and faster processing of the request through our system, because before you would hand the document in or email it, somebody has to type it in manually. But now it's instantly connected to wherever it has to go. So you would remove some steps, because it might be a form for a specific area in our business, and they fill it in and it goes directly to them without having to go through multiple hands to type it in manually and check in, and going back to the customer. So speed, it's very good. Right, and environmentally friendly. We don't have to chop any more trees down, and less paper, which is always good. The way that you can access the forms are via our Messenger chat and the Knowledge app, which is the little green box, and also on our website in multiple places. So we have one page that is called Apply for It. It's basically a list of all the different forms that have been digitized. And additionally, the link to those specific forms are on the specific knowledge article pages on our website. So if you go to the dog registration page, you will find the online form for the different dog registration forms that we have. And how does it look like? You can always go to the website and give it a go. Maybe just, if you stop at the last page, you don't send it through. Here, that's what it would look like. You start off progress 0, and you just fill in information. It tells you what you need to fill in. It throws an error if it's not correct. If it requires a specific field, for an assessment number or an invoice number, it won't let you continue unless it's actually an assessment number that is valid in our system. You just go through that and then fill it all in. You confirm, you put in your signature, and then you submit it, and then it's done. And then the lovely part that happens then is it will turn, in most cases, into a case, which means it goes straight to our case management department, and the most suitable person is going to deal with it.